How does one who is compelled by sin behave? What actions do they take forward in? Do they choose the choices of others? Do they choose respect for one another? If they're compelled in sin, if they carry a great pride of sin, what are they compelled to do? What is it natural for a sinner to behave in? One who is compelled and enlisted, who chooses only to behave in sin. What do they behave in? Do they treat you with kindness, only to their own reward? Do they treat you with kindness towards reaching what you seek? Do they treat you with kindness toward reaching for what you dream? Probably not, because they're probably compelled by gluttony. And in gluttony, the only thing that matters is that all creation is the way that they choose it. That all creation decides and bees is the way they want. And if you don't fit into the way they want, how will they treat you? With wrath? Or sloth? Expecting you to do and choose to be of lesser deeds? When in actuality, you know what you can accomplish? You can accomplish tons of things outside of what I know of your creation. You can accomplish tons of things outside of what they know of your creation. Because you can accomplish whatever you seek in life, whatever you dream, as long as it doesn't come to harm to others. In a perfect world, you can accomplish whatever you want, as long as it doesn't come to harm to others. But how many go forth to accomplish harm to others, loss to another? Then what do we have? The conflict that needs resolution. And how will that resolution be found? Will it be through compromise? Depends. What is it they wanted to harm? Is that something you're willing to compromise with? Are you willing to lose that which they're taking in loss, that they're creating loss of? Are you willing to lose what they take from this world? I'm not. I'm not willing to lose a single individual to the continuance, to the creation of, to what they seek and what they dream. The only thing I'm willing to lose is the sinner themselves. I'm willing to see them put back in their place, back among the wretched, the tormented, because that's what they chose for others. So that's what they chose for themselves. So that's the world they create. That's the world they want you to be enlisted in. And what sins do carry? There's pride. There's gluttony. There's greed. There's sloth. And wrath, which are really forms of attack. If someone is in sloth against you and in wrath against you, they want you to be lesser. And they attack you to make sure you're lesser. They take and create great loss of you. If they attack you in gluttony, they destroy your dreams. If they attack you in pride, they sit above you, think you lesser. And what comes next but the sloth that wants you to be of lesser deeds? And their gluttony, they'll try and persuade you to be. Well, what of the envy? That tall tale sign that you probably have sinned when you feel envious? Like, how do they know that? How do they know this? How do they know that? Well, this isn't right. This isn't fair. That's the greed and the envy sometimes too. But if you're in envy, how do you get out of envy? Well, you try to sit with that person. You try to recognize that individual as part of you. You're part of this world. And you sit back and you don't treat them in pride. You don't say, well, I'm greater than them, so it doesn't matter. Because that just influences your pride and your envy to get worse. But when you act and you say, well, you know what, maybe they got some good ideas. Maybe they can help us out in some ways. Then what? Then what have you created? You've created an opening for cooperation, for working together. But if you're in such great pride that you can't see past the differences between you to work together, then what have you created? Nothing. Because you're not working with that person. And nothing comes of them. And nothing comes of you working with them to any benefit or any gain. And if you're just in gluttony, you're destroying all the dreams of others. And they're destroying your dreams. They're making sure they don't occur. Because they're not part of the creation system of their dreams. And if they're of great envy, then they're just jealous. Which means they'll never sit with you and never work with you. And you'll never work with anyone if you're in envy or in pride. Because you don't want to work with them. You want to sit above them or sit below them and not work with them. So the key to cooperation is being with one another. When you're with one another, not in great pride or envy, you're working with others. And when you're not in gluttony, thinking all creation has to be the way you choose it, you're working with others. When you're not in great sin, you're working with others. If you're in sloth and you want them to be lesser than you and do the lesser deeds, hold a lesser position, which is all right for some. And some, they want to shine as well with you. They want to work with you and show you the way. So it isn't really right for any, because they want to be a part. They want to know that they're recognized and that they do accomplish great things, which I know each and every one of us does. And can accomplish even greater things when we put our sins aside and we stop acting in pride or envy or gluttony or greed, thinking all of creation should be yours. What about the creations of others? What about their basic resources and their need to make something of themselves? When you have an abundance, too much even for one being or one organization to handle. That's just a waste. When another could be using that to better themselves and better their lives. And better the lives of others. And better your life. Through what they might create. Because who knows what they might create, given the chance. And if you treat them in gluttony, they'll never be given that chance. If you take all their resources, they'll never be given that chance. So what can you do? You can help benefit others by seeing the cooperation, seeing where we work together, and seeing where we don't. Seeing the loss for loss, and the gain for gain. And what is the great loss? Something that doesn't benefit this world. What's a great gain? Something that benefits you and others. It benefits you and others. Others. There's the gain. When it benefits others. If it just benefits you, not much of a gain. But when it benefits you and others, then you've got something. Something worth working towards. But you can choose to create a sin instead and not work with others. The choice is yours. What future will you create? Coming from you. One where people work together and work towards the positive gains of this world, or one where you don't work together and you work towards the loss of others with no real structure other than you do as I say, which is such a weak structure because all they have to do is say no, and the more they say no, the better, because you're not accomplishing anything good. You're in pride. You don't want to work with the nations of the world or work with the people of the world. You want to work on your own. You sit above. You want to take all the creation choices, the possibilities away from the world. Well, I'd rather see the world shine in what it wants to be, what it chooses to be, without loss, without loss to our society, to our creation and our continuance. What will you choose? To be of great gain to the creation system of the world, or to be of a great loss, or somewhere in the middle? Still, you create such loss in the middle. when you could be doing one. The choice is yours. Thank you for your time. Christopher Davis, the United Unified Belief.